Hey everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, we are going to give our thoughts and opinions about this whole Shane Dawson situation. And as a Black Latina who he has offended, not directly, but indirectly, putting it out in the atmosphere, put all his foolery out there in reference to people who look like me, I feel that I should let you know whether or not I accept this man's apology and just where I stand with it. I also wanted to make this video because I truly, genuinely liked Shane Dawson at one point. Not even just up to recently. It was like, okay, when he came up with his conspiracy palette, I was truly considering purchasing it because of him, per se. Not because of Jeffrey, but because he associated himself with Jeffrey, and that because I knew that Jeffrey was going to get some of that money, I was like, nah, I'll pass. And I created a video finding dupes of those shades in that palette. And if you're interested, I will leave a card up here so you can click onto that video to see what dupes I used in comparison to the conspiracy palette. So if you are ready to hear my thoughts and opinions, by all means, stay tuned. I'm ready for whoever comes into my comment section wanting to say that, you know, this is a clout chase or defend Shane, Jeffrey, or whomever they feel like they need to defend. You know that doesn't bother me, right? I'm not going to be phased, but I come in peace and love. Okay? So, if you want to make sure that you don't miss a video from your girl, go ahead and click that subscribe button that's right here. Also, alongside of it is a notification bell. Make sure that you click that so that you don't miss another video from your girl. So go ahead. There, right here. Click it. Hey everyone. Welcome to my channel. There is a subscribe button that's located right here. Alongside of it is a notification bell. So I want to kind of give you a rundown on what made me like ever get into Shane Dawson, like him as a YouTuber or whatever. My daughter at the time, she may have been 16, 17 years old when she introduced me to Shane. I'm very close to my kids and they're very open and honest about who they watch, what they watch, and share it with me. And if I don't like something, I'll let them know off the top that, yeah, I'm not digging it, so stop watching it. Whether they do that or not, it's who knows, you can't keep track of whatever your kids do all the time. But at the time, she was about 16, 17, and she introduced me to some of his food videos, his conspiracy? Maybe not so much like the conspiracy, but of the ones that he used to do like these hauls or try on different foolery or whatever. And his punchlines in those particular videos were catchy to me, very comical. I love to laugh. So I liked him. And going forward, after seeing those particular videos, I got into his conspiracy theory videos, which I absolutely love. I love a conspiracy theory. I love true crimes. I love stuff like that. It really draws my attention. So that's how I ended up liking him. And I knew that he had a past, but not even at that time. Didn't know that he had a past of any sort up until maybe within the last year, when he was, you know, developing this whole conspiracy palette with Jeffrey. Some things kind of resurfaced. And then in my opinion, even at that time, I was like, and what did I see? I don't know if I saw, was it the Shanae thing? I don't even know what came across either my page, someone said, but even when I came across it, it was like, I haven't seen any of this foolery. It appears that he has matured and moved on, and I didn't dig any deeper than that. There's one thing that I don't do, even as a small content creator. I don't fish for things. Like, things will have to be trendy or trending to catch my attention in reference to whether or not I'm even interested in speaking about it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't just jump on every topic that's going on and be like, oh, let me talk about it. Let me put a video out. If I'm not really interested in it, I'm just not going to do it. I don't fish to find drama, okay? Does that make sense? Like, I have to be passionate about it. I have to have some form of interest to kind of get into it. But because this man had gone this far without any issues in reference to race or whatever, I kind of was like, okay, you know, people do grow. And I will always say this woman before you today has a past, honey. has a past. I don't, because I'm a nurse, and until God calls me away from doing that into maybe doing something else, my past will be my past. And let's just say your girl has one. And I was able to change from that. I was able to grow. I'm a different person. I'm not, so I know that to be true. So when people sit here and hold the nail down to people and just like, oh, but they did this, they did that, and they're not worthy of change, is like, what are you talking about? Everybody deserves forgiveness. Everybody deserves the second opportunity to show that they are different. So it's like, no one's really hearing all that extra negativity. You know what I mean? What we do know is that Shane did a lot of blackface. He stated himself that he was in his 20s when he did it. So as these clips kept coming up through Twitter, I was like, Lord, now I'm starting to get annoyed. And again, in the climate that we're currently living in, I think that, at least for me, I'm hypersensitive. Like, I'm ready to either educate you, smack you, something. Like, I'm just ready to just address the racism head on. You know what I mean? So then I'm like, okay, I see all these videos pop up, and then I go onto YouTube, and then I look at video. I don't know where the stereotype of how Black women are, or where he got the idea of how Black women are, is whatever, is pretty disgusting and pretty disturbing. So before I keep, because I'm gonna go off on a rant, and I definitely want to just go through the video and address certain things. So Shane, you had said that there are people now who are really trying to hold certain people accountable and also get them punished or have them punished. And when I heard you say that, and I was like, what do you consider a punishment? I don't think anybody is trying to punish you. And if that's the case, why'd you even do this? Oh, because you saw a Jenna Marbles video. Some of us are angry, annoyed, pissed, whatever, about the racist things that you put out in the atmosphere and about the inappropriate things that you said in reference to children. It's like, how are we supposed to add to that? Like, what are we supposed to say? Just be like, okay, well, one, it's resurfacing for whatever reason, but that's usually karma. You may feel like you are being blessed with the abundance, but you're always going to pay for the wrongs that you have done. That is a given. That is a fact. There's no way around it. Again, I'm an example of that. Regardless of what good you have done, moving forward, there is always a debt to pay for your wrongs, period. So that's not us wanting to punish you. I don't know, like you said, the atmosphere. I believe in God, so the whole universe situation. I said atmosphere, the whole universe situation. I don't know about all that, but I believe in God. We have to. If we haven't properly repent for our foolery, there's a price to pay, point blank, period. So no one's trying to punish you. But what baffles me with you even saying that, like, do you believe there should be a consequence? I know you said that I'm willing to lose it all. Are you really? Are you really? Because now you have the Smiths involved. I know that you're into filming and you really want to make movies, according to certain things I've seen you, certain videos I've heard you say it in. You want to get into filmmaking. That's like Hollywood royalty. Do you not think there should be a consequence? In your video, you kind of made a statement in reference to whether or not people accept your apology or not, and thank you for accepting it. If you don't, blah 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 blah. But you should have said, listen, if this apology isn't directly towards you, your community, or if you're not a person who has been abused in any way, if I have not offended you in either of these categories that I'm being, put on the spotlight on, then please don't accept my apology. You can be disgusted by certain things, yes, but there have been some other content creators who have said, listen, this is not my apology to accept. You can be annoyed. You can be like, okay, I'm not going to support this individual based on their actions. But I think, in my opinion, you should have made a statement about who this apology was for. For me, I can appreciate the fact that you took ownership that you weren't a child, because some people will say, well, I was only 16 or I was only 15 when this happened. You took ownership. You stated that you were an adult when you created this content, and there was no excuse. I appreciate that. Thank you. But my question is, if you knew that this content was horrible, then why would you keep the content up? Because what I have noticed, and this is only in my own video list of things and how people watch my videos, I only have 3,700 subscribers, right? But there are videos that I created 5 years ago that still get views on it. People still comment on it. Like, y'all don't see that it was just created in 2015, but want to comment on something I did that was probably whack. But they do. So that foolery stayed up. So how sorry are you really? It took you now to remove over 1 million some odd views? Because why did it take you now? Is it because you're getting that much heat now? Because it's a different time now that people are not trying to, deal with this foolery that you have left on the internet for young children to see? Because that's your demographic. You have a few of us old heads that kind of look at certain things. Those conspiracy videos, those are our speed. But everything else gravitated towards children. So you're molding young minds. You couldn't have been that sorry if you kept that content up for so long. So there was a clip from one of your podcasts, one of your episodes or whatever, when you were being extremely detailed about how you would take a person out. The way I think, I don't want to say I can consider it normal, but what person in their right mind would play out in their heads how they would take a person out? I don't sit around thinking of how I would do it. That whole statement of, oh, just trying to have that shock factor, that thrill, that whatever, that, that wow, I don't know how you would consider that. But it's just like, well, whose minds are you trying to appeal with talking about taking a person out? Like, I don't want to say certain words because I don't know how YouTube is going to treat this video, but you know what I'm talking about, and everybody knows what clip I'm speaking of. Like, why would we want to stick around if you had a mindset, and I know you were beyond 20 when you created this. Why would I want to continue to support a person who speaks like that, who has truly formed a thought on how to do something like that? You decided to bring up your childhood trauma. Now, I'm all for people finding outlets on being therapeutic and how to channel your trauma, process it, do whatever you have to do to get better, seek therapy. But to kind of use it as your crutch in this situation was like so bizarre to me. I've dealt with children who has experienced childhood trauma. Now, there are a lot of them at that time. They're all adults at this point. There were a lot of them who said inappropriate stuff. They did. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. Even with the abuse, whatever abuse they experienced they became offenders themselves. See what I'm saying? So I really can't fault you for why you were the way you were. But in this video, it came off more as a crutch. Like, this was my outlet. This is my excuse to sit here and say I was who I was because of X, Y, and Z. The things that you said to the young girls, the children, as an adult was inappropriate and, in my opinion, unforgivable. Like, me as a Black woman, I may forgive for racism stuff, but when it comes down to children, That's unforgivable. Unforgivable. And you can sit here and say all day long what you're not like, what you would never do, how you would never speak when the camera's not on. None of us really know you. Not really know you. None of us know you. We don't know what your intention is ever. So when you speak like that and you're talking to babies, in hell, you even referenced a baby. It's like, how did we, because I gave you a view or two or many, how did we allow you to get this big? What does that say about us as a society? Because we accepted this. He accepted it, and his counterpart. We just throw stuff under the rug and be like this. And it's not just with the YouTubers. It's people in the Hollywood industry, the movie industry, how they treat people in order to give them leverage. That's sad. Because if I would have known that you spoke to little girls like that, even if they were little boys. As a matter of fact, wasn't there a video with a little boy you stuffing a cookie in their mouth? Like, where were these kids' parents? Like, those are situations that I feel like YouTube, now I gotta hold you responsible. You allowed for this to play out on your platform, but people can't say certain words? Interesting. Or people, as a matter of fact, didn't Petty Page just try to post a video and it was taken down? But I wasn't on her live. I didn't see what she had up there. But the fact that she had to come out with a statement and she couldn't post her video. Meanwhile, you have this dude who is all type. Shane, I don't know you, so I'm not gonna sit here and call you what you are, what you're not, whatever. But you had all types of racist stuff going on. And also inappropriate stuff with children going on. And yet YouTube let you stay. Interesting. When you were talking about that long thread of whatever tweets, notes you put out on Twitter, and how you stated that it was supposed to be funny, I was like, where was the humor? One, I personally didn't read those tweets, notes, whatever. I didn't read them, but just about every other drama channel has read them out loud, and I'm just like, oh, he's mad. That's the first thing I thought. So I think that you can channel comedy pretty good. Like, let's not use the excuse that, oh, well, it just didn't land well. What part of that did you feel like was going to go across as comedy? Like, Shane, do me a favor. Like, stop playing people for stupid. You were getting annoyed by the fact that people kept coming for your head, and what'd you do? You decided to get on your Twitter and you decided to rant. So therefore, when you started ranting, it came off like you were angry. Just said, I was mad when I did it. Let's not say, oh, it was supposed to be funny. There was nothing. Go watch Peter Mon. Go watch all these others. And they read, well, actually, Kyle, go watch these other channels that actually read them and see whether or not you find it comical. The fact that you decided to apologize, you apologized to James Charles, which I feel like it was fair. You came for this dude's neck, and it was like, how did you forget that you were Mr. Troublesome? You had all types of stuff going on. How do you do that and on a platform and, nice and loud about how someone deserves humble pie? What? We all can get a slice of humble pie. But then when you're trying to teach someone how to be humble, what you did wasn't the way to do it. I can't tell James Charles how to react, who to forgive or whatever, but I've been like, yo, you can keep that. You can keep it. It's unnecessary. Like, we don't even have to have a conversation. You got on your platform, you said what you said, and let that be that. But this is where karma comes into effect. You see how that works? How are you going to pull someone else's card? Meanwhile, your whole plate is full of foolery. It's funny. And what bothers me about this whole culture of YouTube or follower, influencer, whatever the case is that you guys do a lot of idolizing. And you put these YouTubers on a pedestal, and you feel like you have to defend them, and they're nice and wrong. Tati came out with her foolery and felt the need to say what she had to say. Cool. I commend you, girl. You felt like you need to say something. You did it, right? But then you had your boy Jeffrey come out of left field, want to put someone on blast. You can't accuse people of truly, in the way he did it, of accusing a person of committed a crime and then be quiet. Why are people able to put something out in the atmosphere as if someone truly committed a crime and then there isn't a consequence? And if you feel deep down in your heart, your soul, that someone has done something illegal, has done something that can harm another life, why are you silent about it? So do you keep it in your back pocket to do what with it? Use it as ammunition? Because that's what y'all did. Y'all just felt like, okay, well, even if James Charles did something wrong, y'all kept all his wrongdoings in your back pocket and then used it for ammunition and say, hey, look what he did. You don't want to look stupid, not him. And at the end of the day, that's how you all are looking right now. Jeffrey is perpetrating a fraud, unhappy. Let's keep it a buck. Dude is miserable. You have Shane that clearly embodies misery. And then you have Tati in hiding. Question, Shane. Why aren't you able to say Jeffrey's name? Jeffree Star. The person who is broken, sad, and just miserable. Why can't you just say his name? Because you know we're all talking about y'all friendship. You felt the need to address your friendships and how you're attached to broken people, and you just want to fix them up and you want to make them better. You wanted to do all of that, which is all well and good. Like, I don't know if you want to keep attaching yourself to people who need professional help, which you cannot provide, which you can't provide. But whatever. But why can't you say his name? You know there's a problem there. And if you're saying yourself that there are things that this friend does that you don't agree with, but you still have a soft spot for them, and you know that they're not correcting it, but yet you still have a soft spot for them, that means that you continue to share the same view. Or you're an enabler, whatever the case is. I don't know. But why hide it? Be friends with who you can be friends with, right? Do you? But just know that you will be associated with this individual, regardless of what your personal views are, because we all know how Jeffrey thinks and how he conducts himself. So don't feel like you're that strong that you can fight what Jeffrey brings to the table. I don't know if you're scared, but you may want to walk away from that. If you hear my son hollering, he's a gamer, honey. Surrounding yourself with good people. You said you wanted to open your platform to more than just white people or whatever. Listen, at this point, what you need to do is open yourself up to a therapist and cleanse yourself from all this current foolery. It's going to take you a good while to get back to a good place with the people. I don't foresee people writing you off, but you do need to grow. You have to really do some self-reflection and see, well, how can I better me? Do I accept Shane Dawson's apology, and do I forgive? As a woman of faith, as a Christian woman, I can't hold grudges. I can't. It's not in me. I'm not going to do it. I don't care who says what. Am I okay with what Shane Dawson has done? No. Not okay at all, as a matter of fact. When it comes down to the racist foolery, when it comes down to the kid stuff, all of it is wrong. Do I believe people can grow, people can change? Yes, I am a person who has done so. The only thing that I feel right now that only God can forgive is the kid thing. It's more of a scary situation than anything else. You were disgusting. Racism, I don't know where you are with that. I don't know whatever black friends that you have noticed their pain and what they're going through. My advice to you, and this is not a filming moment, so don't start filming your black friends trying to get insight. Talk to them. Talk to them, get some form of understanding. Read a book. Read a book and educate yourself to why blackface is a problem. Why people are still dealing with the pains, the heartaches of slavery. Why are there current lynchings? Why are people protesting? Read. Get familiar. If you're interested, honey, if you're not interested, then don't bother. Don't put up a front for anybody. And don't wait for us to forgive you. Start making the change within you and allow us to see what kind of change you're doing, and allow us to say, hey, okay, we see you. Now we forgive you. Don't let anybody tell you different, and don't let your white followers accept an apology that don't belong to them. And this right here is, well, actually to you, Shane, and to your friends that may come across this video. Y'all need to hold each other at a high standard, okay? I don't hold my friends to a lower standard than I hold Joe Blow to. No. As a matter of fact, that standard should be higher because you would expect for them to know and to do better. Jeffrey is not that dope, not that fly. This is just not on appearances. This is just period as a person that you should sit here and sell your soul to. You got me? You get me? I understand that Jeffree Star gave you an opportunity to create something. You made a lot of money off of this one thing. And I hope you understand, Shane, that it appears that you took advantage of a lot of people creating that palette and not producing what you promised you were going to produce. You need to do a lot of self-searching, soul-searching, and correct your errors. At this time, and I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I really enjoy like your documentaries. I really enjoy your conspiracy theories, and I feel like God has blessed you with a gift that you are throwing away. And at this time, I can't support you. As a Christian, as a woman of faith, I do forgive you. I just won't contribute to your wealth until there's growth. Now, oh, well, how can you see him grow if you don't watch a video? Yeah, see, this is what happens with videos. You can always go back to them. So then when I finally want to tune back in, I mean, one, you have to put videos out for people to watch you anyway, right? I know that I, as a consumer, did not buy any parts of the conspiracy collection nor merch. I think I've said before how I feel about people's merches. I'm not really big on putting someone's name on me like that. It's not that serious. I'm not that big of a fan of anybody. I didn't contribute to that, and I won't click. So we'll see. We'll see what you do. We don't wish you ill will. We just wish that you atone for your foolery and to make the proper changes. Please don't get depressed. Don't be sad. Is it going to be hurtful to see how people talk about you? Sure. But take what you read and empower yourself. I can't be the black woman that's going to sit here and say, well, I'm just not, screw him. It's not in my nature. And as the person that I am, walking in faith, walking with God, I can't talk to you like that. Well, that's not even me. Like if I curse you out, if I tell you about this, I'm gonna do it right then and there, and then we're gonna move on. And I'm gonna tell you why I said what I said, and then move on. But it's not in my nature, period, to ever hold a grudge. That's not even in me. I wish you the best, and I hope you grow from it. This is an experience, and this is a humbling experience. You got the Smiths talking about you, honey. Lord have mercy. But anywho, let me know down in the comment section how you guys feel about the situation. If you are a black person, how do you feel about it if you are a Mexican Asian, because I know he made some references into those cultures as well. How do you feel? How do you feel? And for those who have experienced trauma as a child and seeing stuff like that out and about coming from someone who just used it for gain, I don't know, how would you say that? Lord, I get so tongue-tied sometimes, but to profit off of. Like, how do you feel? How does that affect you? Do you forgive? Let me know. It's a conversation. That is a conversation. Like, how is anyone worthy of a second chance, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chance? Where do you stand with that? Mm-hmm. Me, I know I don't hold grudges, and I'm a child of God, so I forgive. If the Lord can forgive me, who am I to say someone else doesn't deserve that forgiveness? You know what I mean? So it's a whole other conversation for another time. But yeah. Mm-hmm. So for now, for me in my house, we're not supporting Shane Dawson. That's it, point blank, period. And yeah, that's it. Sad, but people have to learn from their mistakes and to grow from them. So allow them to do that. Okay? So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell. And if you want to check your girl on social media, you can find me on everything Talia's Eye Candy. That's on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. And I do have a second IG page, it's Beauty from the Inside Out 365, where I'm doing more of a devotional, but there's a lot of things that I need to start redoing and get back into, because your girl has been going through her own struggle. But and I definitely want to talk about that too, because I feel like people need to hear stories. People need to be inspired, and also develop some form of support group, and know that you're not the only person dealing with certain things out there. But I digress. I've been talking a whole lot. My throat hurts. I'm coughing. And I will catch you all in the next one. Bye. Es que yo estoy buena, es que yo estoy dura. Yo sé que tú me quieres dar toda la noche entera. Cuando muevo la cadera, yo sé que te desespera. Pero con esta negra no hay quien pueda.